Hello, and welcome back to Tarot by Rick. I'm Rick Hensey. In this video, we're going to discuss the meanings of the cards. So you've got your brand new deck of tarot cards. You've unboxed it. You took out the little white book. You read it a couple of times, and it's told you suggested meanings for the cards. So what next? Well, you can start by trying to memorize all of the meanings for all the cards, all 78 of them. You can go to a bookstore or online and find more books on tarot and look at the meanings, and you'll find that it will vary from book to book or website to website because there are various meanings for the cards. My suggestion is, like I said in the previous video, is to go through your deck of cards one by one and really observe and look at the cards themselves. Look at the foreground, the background, the characters, the actions that's in the cards, and see what it means to you. See what jumps out at you, what words jump out to you, or what emotions jump out to you. What I'm going to do is show you a few cards and show you some suggested meanings, some generic meanings, and also some alternate meanings that the cards may have. I'm going to go to my jumbo deck card here so you can see. Again, the first card we'll discuss is the Fool card, which is the 0 card, the first card in the deck. And you'll notice that the young man is stepping off a cliff. He's got a little bag over his shoulder. There's a little dog at his feet. Well, this card can mean the beginning of a journey, the beginning of your life's journey. It can also indicate that you're going off into a new situation. You're taking that leap of faith. You have to have the confidence, but yet you got to think outside the box at the same time. So those are just a few of the meanings that could happen with this particular card. Now the meanings for this card will vary also by where it is, what position in the spread that you use while doing a reading. The next card I'll discuss is the Magician. You'll notice that the Magician has a table. He has all the tools that's needed to assist the Fool on his journey, or us as we are on our journey in life. He has all the tools. His pose is as above, so below, so very powerful. But it could also mean that you need to find the tools that you need to deal with a particular situation. So again, and I'm not going to repeat myself anymore, but wherever this card falls in a spread determines what the meaning is. The High Priestess. This is a lady of power, knowledge. I don't want to use the word religious so much, but in your belief system, guidance. The two pillars there are suggested to be the pillars of Solomon's temple, named Boaz and Jeshin, if any of you are familiar with that. But it also tells you that you need to look inside yourself. You need to find what your belief system is and follow that path as well. The Empress. A very stately woman, again a woman of knowledge, very maternal. This could also indicate that it's a powerful woman, a mother figure, a grandmother figure, or even possibly a pregnancy in the future. The Emperor. Strong, very willful, in charge of, full of knowledge, rules with a thick hand, if you know what I mean. You'll notice that he has boots on his armor. He is ready for battle. He's ready to go to battle for you. This may indicate that there's a strong male personality that's in your situation that can lend you some help or knowledge or go to bat for you. The Hierophant. Faith-based. Whatever your belief structure is, gaining knowledge about that faith, following that faith. It may be a wake-up call that you need to look into that faith even more. Maybe you want to investigate other religions or other faiths or other belief systems. The Lovers. Controversial card. Obviously it means just what it looks like. It's the lovers. two people getting together. But it can also mean that there's been a situation in the past that's over. Or it could mean that there's a possibility in the future that you may meet someone. Or there might be a situation in a relationship that needs to have some attention paid to it. The Chariot. Transportation, travel, possibly even a vehicle. You may want to check the tires on your car. It tells you that you may be going on a path, the right way or the wrong way. You may be going on a trip or a journey. You'll notice there's a black horse and a white horse, negative and positive, yin and yang. They may show you that you need to take a different direction, that the direction you are on may not be the suitable one for you. Strength. The Strength card tells you that you need to have the strength to move forward. You got to look inside. You got to be confident. You got to have the willpower. You may have to think outside the box. You may have to say, well, I don't have the strength to do this, but actually you do. We have that strength within us. Wheel of Fortune. Decisions, decisions, decisions. What do I pick? If I spin the wheel, where will it land? Will it tell me the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do? You need to be able to really look at the Wheel of Fortune and say, where does this play into my life? What are the decisions I have to make? The Justice card. And this can literally mean the passing on of judgment. It can mean a legal situation, court. It could also mean someone passing judgment on you, the way they feel about you in a work relationship or a personal relationship. You need to be aware if someone is passing judgment on you. It can also mean that you're passing judgment on to someone else. Should you be doing that? Should you give them the benefit of the doubt? The Hanged Man. Quite simply, this is looking at the situation from a different angle. Thinking outside the box again. What do I do when looking at it from this perspective? But it can also mean that you're kind of tangled up in a situation that you don't know the way to get out of. You don't know what the possibilities are. And again, you got to look at it in a different light or a different point of view. A very controversial card, the Death card. Now let me just tell you, there's a couple of cards in the deck, the rider-waite deck and most other tarot decks, that are very controversial. People are not comfortable with them, and it's the Death card and also the Devil card, and sometimes even the Tower card, which we'll cover in a little while. These are not negative bad cards. These are not evil cards. They're not there to scare you. They're there to guide you. In the Death card, it simply means the end of a situation and the beginning of something different, maybe something better. But it can also mean that you may be in a situation where you can't make that decision of, is it over or is it not over? And you have to make that decision by using this card in a particular position in the spread that you're doing for a reading or even for yourself. But it simply means the beginning of a situation, the end of another situation. The Hermit card. You need a break. You need time. You need solitude. You need to stay by yourself for a while. You need to collect your thoughts. But it can also be a guidance card. He's carrying the lantern. He's showing you the path. You're going down a path that you may feel is dark. He's lighting the way. He's helping the seeker find his way on his journey. The Temperance card. All things in moderation. You see, it's a water card, and the water's going in different directions. You two are going in different directions on your journey, and you need to pay attention, take your time, be temperate, be patient with it. The Tower card. chaos, upturn, something going on in a situation at work or your relationship. Something's just not feeling right. You feel that there's disaster in the future. And I don't mean literally disaster, but that the situation is not going in the right direction. When this card shows up in a reading, it's telling you to pay attention, that there is chaos going on, possibility of chaos going on, and that you need to really think about what you need to do to remedy that situation. The Judgment card. This indicates that there's being judgment passed on. Possibly you're passing judgment on to someone else that you shouldn't, or they're passing judgment on to you. Making quick decisions. Looking at someone the wrong way. Not giving that person benefit of the doubt. Passing judgment way too soon. The Sun. It's a new day. When this card shows up in a reading, it shows that there is hope, that there is going to be positive things happening in the relationship or the situation at hand. It's like a newborn child riding in. Naive. What's going to happen? But it's bright and it's sunny. It's all good. The Moon. The moon is a dark symbol. It shows you the light of night. The moon itself. The animals come out at moonlight. It's telling you to be aware that there's something in the background that you need to pay attention to. It's a possibility card that shows you that there's illumination in all that you do, night and day. Whenever you're trying to make a decision, there's always that illumination. The Star. Stargazing has been around for a millennium. Stars are a wonderful sign. It's a sign of hope. It's a sign that there is something good coming into your life or your situation. The star is something to look out for in everyday life as you go through your daily routine. The Devil card. The Devil card is telling you that you feel like you're being held up, that you're being held hostage in a situation, that you're not comfortable with what's going on, that you want to seek release from the situation. If you'll look closely, the two people depicted in the card has chains around their necks, but the chains are very loose, which means they can literally reach up and take those chains off and they can release themselves from the situation. So when this card shows up in a reading, it's time that you take a deep, dark look into your inner self and find out what you need to do to release yourself from this negative situation. The World card. This is the final card in the Major Arcana, and this card just gives you all the opportunities. You have the whole world at your fingertips. You've made your journey. Your journey is more or less coming to an end of sorts, but you also know that you have the world at your fingertips, therefore you can be and do anything you want. It can also mean that you need to take a look at the world around you. What is your situation at home? What is your situation at work? What is your world? Are you wrapped up in an addiction, in a bad habit, in a hobby, a good hobby, a sport? You just need to see, what does your world comprise of? Well, that's just a quick, brief overview of what some of the meanings can be for some of the cards. Again, what I recommend is that you take your deck of cards and you look at the cards one by one and you study them very, very closely. Look at the foreground, look at the background, look at the characters in the card, look at the actions in the card. For when we get into spreads, which will be soon, we'll talk about how the cards play out and what their meanings are as they show up in particular positions in the spread and how those meanings can change. Where do we get these meanings from? Well, we mentioned earlier, you can look at them online, look at them in books. I feel that the meanings for these cards, each time that they're put out in a spread, the meanings come from us. They come from you. You have the meanings inside of you. You've got to use your intuition, your special gift, your knowledge, along with some of the meanings, and we'll talk about key words later on in another video. You can memorize some key words or make up your own key words for a particular card that kind of sparks that intuition a little bit so that you can get involved in the reading. But mostly it's your intuition is going to determine what the meaning of the card is. So we'll talk more about this in another video. I want to go through the rest of the deck of the cards. It may take a couple of videos to do that. So please just stay tuned. Please like us down below. Please subscribe if you would. And let's see what's in the cards for you. Thank you.